and wide. He is the master of my life. He washes over me with light, serenity, a holy peace. He shows his love is free and wide. He is the master of my life. He has chosen me. I have chosen him. Let there be nothing in between, nothing in between. He carries me beneath his wings, from glory to the deepest pain. I dance beside him in rain. His goodness has become my strength. He carries me beneath his wings, from glory to the deepest pain. I dance beside him in rain. His goodness has become my strength. He has chosen me. I have chosen him. Let there be nothing in between, nothing in between. He has chosen me. I have chosen him. Let there be nothing in between, nothing in between. He's making all things new. Precious flower in his hand. There is nothing he can do. It's because of him I stand. He's making all things new. Precious flower in his hand. There is nothing he can do. It's because of him I stand. He has chosen me. I have chosen him.
Hello, my friends. Scott, you would have been proud of me. I think I got everything working the way it was supposed to. I did sort of mess up when I first went live, but I don't think anybody was on. So it's kind of like that old, do you hear a tree fall if there's nobody there to listen to it? Did Lori mess up if there was nobody online? So anyways, hello, everybody. So exciting, CL and Rhonda and Mike and Teresa. Welcome. I think this is the first time popping into one of my lives, so it means a lot. I appreciate it because I know how busy we all are. So even just to pop in and say hello, and that goes for anybody, just 5 minutes means a lot to me. We all, especially as the warmer months roll around, it's going to be hard to come in and listen to me at 7 o'clock on a Sunday night. So anyways, it means the world to me. tonight I do have some thoughts. I wrote down some things I wanted to talk about, but I literally put them together just in the last couple of hours. The last few days have been pretty hard for me. Just going through some stuff with my dog. And I'm not going to get into it just because, well, I did do a video on it. So it's sort of like a one-off. Doesn't go with my niche or anything like that, but I still think it's an important message. And there is a message. So if you watch the video, there is a message. So just stick with it. So I'm not going to get into it too much, but I haven't even bringing it up is I haven't had a whole ton of time to kind of, put together something. As you know, I try and have some type of opening monologue before I get into the chat and whatnot. And I don't really have that other than I think my opening monologue is about trusting God. And I think pretty much everybody here, I know believes in God and has faith, and maybe there's somebody on that that doesn't, and that's okay. But the question is, do we really? When it's easy to trust God when things are going right? But when things aren't going good, do we find ourselves asking God why? Like, why are we going through this? Why, what's the purpose of this? Or do we fully just trust that no matter what's going on, that there's good on the other side of it, that it's for our benefit in some way? So I guess that's just what I wanted to talk about tonight. Sometimes I think, we're so focused on what's happening to us. We're so focused on what's happening to us that we don't stop and try and see the purpose of something, right? And I've shared in the past that any hard season I've been through, I can literally look in my rearview mirror and understand it. I didn't always understand it while going through it. And maybe that's just my mind wanting to reframe it and think that way. But isn't that what you're supposed to do? Isn't every season we go through, we're supposed to learn something? Or, every experience we go through, it's supposed to make us stronger? Sometimes we get so confused about the hard times that we're going through. And we question. But I wonder if anybody ever questions the good times. Do you ever say, hey, God, everything's going right in my life right now. This is really great. Why? Do you ever question him? I doubt it. So that's all. So that's just what I wanted to talk about tonight. Just about really trusting God and walking in faith and putting that one foot in front of the other, even when you don't understand why, and totally just surrendering, right? Just surrendering to him. And sometimes I think he tries to shake things up so that maybe all the stuff that we're putting too much attention on kind of shakes, loose out of our life, so that we're only focused on what really matters, whether that's family, whether, that's our health, whatever it is, and all that extra stuff. Maybe just it's not as important, and he's trying to get us to focus on what is important. And I also believe that sometimes we're faced with lessons that we keep repeating over and over until we learn something from them, right? Sometimes I feel we go around, we go around the same mountain over and over and over, and when really it should take us less time, right? What was, I don't know if Daniel's here, because he would probably know exactly the passage, but I think it was in Hebrews where they talked about the Israelites, a journey that it should have taken them like 9, 10, 11 days, literally took them 40 years. And I think one of the reasons for that is because they just weren't ready for all the good that God had to give them. So do we just, do we take too long to get from point A to point B because we ourselves have not grown and we're not ready to accept or to be in that role that God is trying, or that place in our life that God is trying to bring to us? And and I've talked about this before, where I talk about manifestation and our vibration and stuff, and everything we want and desire is already out there. It's already out there. But if we cannot become the person that can handle, whether it's that type of success, whether it's that job opportunity, whatever it is, either if we do achieve our desire, we will probably self-sabotage ourselves, or we'll lose it if we're not that person yet who can receive it, if that makes sense. I think hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, and just what I said, I think sometimes we stay in the same place way too long, whether it's because we're feeling sorry for ourselves, or we're complaining, or we're blaming somebody else, versus just taking that step. We're making all these excuses as to why something can't happen versus just stepping forward in faith. So, and I think a lot of times our mind, right? We've all said this, that whatever you focus on is what ends up coming forward in your life. So I do think we all need to control what we think sometimes, because it's very easy, especially when things aren't going the way we want. So we have to put things in place to make sure that we're controlling our thoughts and not feeling bad for ourselves and not complaining or blaming somebody else, because we truly have the power over that, right? We always have the power as to how we respond to something, how we respond to a season of our life. So let me hop back into the chat before I keep babbling. Hello. I think I got through all the hellos. Hello, Granny, my neighbor. Well, we had snow today, guys. Please tell me about your beautiful day somewhere, that it was 80 and sunny, and driving up to the lake today was a challenge. I really got to watch it was nice at home. It wasn't sunny or anything, but it was in the 50s, just a little bit of a light drizzle. I'm like, oh, great. I'll go up to the lake, do my live, do some recordings, because I'm behind on some of my videos. And it was a challenge to get up here. So, and sometimes I forget that I have 4-wheel drive. My husband had to remind me. He's like, put it in 4-wheel drive. So, doing good down here in Texas. I bet it's warm down there, Rhonda, and sunny. I need some sun. I really need some sun up here. Love your patio garden, Scott. Yes, I think Scott said that we're going to have a garden party this week on Wednesday nights. For anybody that maybe does not know, Scott, actually both Scott and Rhonda do lives on Wednesday night. So at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for my Ecamm success. Yeah. So, but I still had to check with you, because I was asking chat how to add my new phone to Ecamm, and it was telling me all this stuff. I'm like, I don't remember doing that with Scott. So that's why I texted you. So thank you for setting me straight. And from that point on, it was pretty smooth. So thank you. Hey, Allie, my friend. Thank you for the inspirational talk about, or motivation, I guess. I told Allie in one of her videos that I have never fished. No real reason, just never have. And you would think that I would have, especially growing up on Plum Island. And we've come up to the lake house every summer and the kids have fished. I've just never picked up a fishing rod. So she told me I just should. So maybe I will. We have fishing rods here. So literally all I have to do is figure out how to get the bait on the hook and go throw it in the water. So you never know. So thanks, Allie. Absolutely my pleasure. Hey, Dana. Welcome, hun. I'm glad you could pop in. Hello, hello. Glad I could catch you live this evening. Thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate it. Fishing all day and no bites. Now, why is that? Why do some days, Allie, are they just, there's none around? Or is it the smart crew that they're just not going to fall for the hooks? I mean, what is the reason? Was the weather, was it too hot? I don't know if that's such a thing or not, but Allie Alligator, and then we have Tough Cookie. You need to come up with something with a C. So Allie Alligator, and then for Dana, you need to come up with a word that starts with a C. Scott. Hey, Jason. I'm glad you could pop in, hon. So I actually caught my husband watching one of your videos this morning. I'm always talking about you. I'm like, man, this guy, he just never stops. Look what he does. And he was asking me if you were new to homesteading, if that's what you do, this year. And I told him, I said, you know what? I don't know when he started. If this is, I don't think it's your first season, because you seem way too knowledgeable for that. But is this recent or have you always done this, Jason? Let me know. He was asking because he was watching one of your videos about one of the gardens that you were building. So, hello. You planted zinnias tonight. You know who I don't see on here is Sally. Maybe she's sleeping. And Granny, let me say, we had such a good time Thursday night at your book club. I say we. It was just me and everybody else that was on there, but I had a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. I wasn't sure how it was going to go. I mean, I've always said that your live streams are a lot of fun, but it was a lot of fun. Whether it was talking about the book or, went a little off the road there, but it was and yes, the best part was seeing your glam picture there. That was great. And thank you for honoring us and just sharing that with us. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. So Granny showed us a picture. I don't know how old you were, but she was young and she was all made up. She was beautiful. Granny's beautiful anyways, but she, all the makeup and everything, she was gorgeous. So, on a side note, your hair looks beautiful. I don't know if that's to me, but thank you, Allie, if that's to me. My jasmine bloomed today and it smelled incredible. Oh, that's awesome. Man, see, as you can see, we still have a ton of snow outside. It's going to be 2 more months before I can even plant anything. Hey, Pam. How are you, hon? Glad you made it home okay. You've been on the road a lot lately in these snowstorms. That's at least the second one that I've caught when you've been driving in the snow. So either you just drive a lot, or there's a lot of snowstorms, or you just really have bad timing. But glad you made it home okay, hon. Hey, Daryl. Where is your beautiful bride? I don't see her. Is she spying? She can spy if she wants. I've been quiet the last few days on her live, so Pam. Nice, Scott. I have a huge bush by my bedroom. Love the smell. Brother D is in the house. Yes, oh, there she is. the coolest kid of all. You are, hun. You are the coolest kid of all. Oh, and Tyler is the key word. Suppose is the key word. Okay. I'm probably behind, so I'm not sure. But you had a great live too the other night, and your son, he was just cranking him out all the fish. I don't know what the final total was. You'll have to drop it in the chat as far as how many he caught, Tyler. They were biting that night. I assume that's Sally. Daryl and Sally. That's you, Sally. Hello, Big D. Tyler, you changed your logo. Very nice. Oh, I have not noticed. You don't mean no, not his avatar. I'll have to go check that out. Rock and roll. Hi, Sally, Mike, Scott, Daryl, and everybody. Yep, the core crew, right? That way it kind of encompasses everybody. Pam. Yes, I did, Scott. I wanted to do a switch up. Thank you. Oh, I'm going to go check that out, Tyler. Hello. Yes. Glad you were right. How long did it take you to get home, Pam? You were driving for a long time. They were led by a man who refused to ask for directions. Are you talking about the Israelites out of, that it took them 40 years? That'd be kind of funny if that's what you're referring to. Me too. Hey, Daniel. Daniel, I have a package for you and Carissa, and one of these days I can get my act together. I will get that out to you. I've had it for a little bit. So at this point, it's going to be an Easter gift since we're so close. But I will get it out soon, hopefully this week. I hope you're doing well, Daniel. I hope your legs are calming down a little bit. I know you had some swelling going on, so hopefully things are working out. And how was that cake that your beautiful girlfriend made you the other day? I believe it was a cake, right? She was making you. So how was that? And your video with your nieces and nephews was beautiful, beautiful. The excitement, and like I think I said in your comments, that's really it's almost like the secret of life. If we could have childlike curiosity, right, and always be curious and just be excited about everything, just the excitement that they had about everything that Uncle Dan did. So that was really cool. That was a great time. That was a great video. So you could feel the energy, come through that video. That was a lot of fun. They complained about their lot instead of being grateful. They certainly did. If you're talking about the Israelites, they certainly did. I agree, Lori, that trusting is faith. And there was no promise that everything would always be perfect. Hard times, I think, are meant to strengthen us, even if we can't see the purpose in that moment. 100%. 100%. And I've said it and I'll say it again now as, in front of all of you. I have gone through some really hard seasons and I would not change one of them. I wouldn't. I love who I am. And it's been every season that I have had to go through that has strengthened me and has made me who I am. So wouldn't change anything. Again, sometimes when you're going through a hard season, and, even last year when my husband was unemployed for the whole year, it was hard. It was hard, but every day we would get up and we stepped out in faith every day and we lived as if that him being unemployed wasn't happening. And, I won't repeat myself, but I told you, as soon as he learned the lessons that he was supposed to learn, all the doors opened. And I'll take it a step further because it just popped into my head right now that we're always looking for something outside ourselves. We're looking for answers outside of ourselves all the time. And when I had asked my husband, because I realized that those 15 months of unemployment were about him and not about me, because I'm always asking, okay, God, what do you want me to learn? Why am I going through this? What am I supposed to take away? I've learned enough in life that I always ask. and then I try and get quiet to understand. But it dawned on me, not everything is about me, and that was about my husband. So, one of the things that he learned was to become more spiritual. So just now, what came into my head was we're always looking outside ourselves. We're looking behind every door for an answer. I think what we need to do is, instead of pushing the door outward, we need to push it inward. I think the answers are all within us. And once we realize that, that's when things start happening. Once he went inward and, he became spiritual, and he started talking to God for the first time probably ever. And when he actually confessed that, and he just confessed it to me, of course, I've told the whole world because I've told the story so many times now, that's when things changed. And is he a different man? He sees life through a different lens today, yes. I mean, he was always a good man, so, I don't want to say he's a better man, but he sees things through a different lens, which is nice, which is really nice. And, we have conversations now about it where before, when I was talking about my faith or talking about a season or talking about a lesson I was trying to learn or something, it was just me talking. Now he can join in the conversation. So that's nice. Actually, that just, like I said, it just dawned on me. So that's a nice download I just got. The heart will lead you to failure. Always trust. Yeah, you're right. Always trust God. Always. And, that was one of the things. And one of the things when we say trust God, sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, God works through other people. So when other people show up in your life, sometimes, it might be God working through that person to help you. Though you also got to be careful, because I've heard Sally say a couple times now, the devil likes to knock. He does. He certainly does. But, I think we know the difference. Wait, Bible trivia was last night. Yes. And it was a lot of fun last night. I actually could answer some of the questions, though, probably not as many maybe as I should have, but it was fun. Usually the music trivia, forget it. I'm not very good at music trivia. The Torah was so good this week. Oh, you'll have to talk about that, Tyler. You should do a video on that. Hun. Amen. Your heart, soul, and mind need to trust in God. Not doing so is going to delay our way forward. Yeah, Dana, and I mean, I'll be the first one to say it. There's been many times that I've asked why. And it says not to ask why and just to trust. I guess asking why maybe means you don't trust him. And, I try. I do try. And I've learned to, I just got another epiphany. I opened up saying that we're going through something right now with my dog, and I just realized the praying that I've been doing about my dog isn't, to make him better or to heal him or anything. It's to help me make the right choice, the right decision. So even there, I guess my praying has morphed into maybe the next level. I don't know. I need to sit with that for a minute. Big D, it's a lovely day for what? Hello, Mike. Sometimes I think that way that God has us learning something, trying to teach us something, that some of us just have harder lives, and that's the cards we were dealt. No, with all due respect, I don't believe that, Mike. I don't. I believe no matter what cards we were dealt, we can change it. 150% believe that. So I need to get you there. Because I've been dealt pretty shitty hands. And not once in my life, not twice, many times. And I've always gotten through the other side of it. So let's talk about that. Speak life and love over each other and not hate and death. Yeah, I wasn't sure I was going to talk about this, but I have never read the Bible front to back. I don't know if everybody else has. I have read a lot of the Bible. I have listened to podcasts about the Bible. I have obviously gone to church a good portion of my life. So I'm familiar with it, but I have never read it front to back. And not that I'm about to. But what I was going to say is I am going back and I'm going to read Revelation right now because I don't remember everything. And I want to go back and try and understand everything. There's just so much going on that I just want to make sure I understand Revelation. So if anybody is very familiar with Revelation, I would love to chat with you about it to help me better understand. So it was 97 here today. Wow. Well, 97 is a little warm for me, Rhonda. I can't do that, but I can do probably up to 80. I need sun so desperately. I think we stay in the same place until we get it. I don't think we're there too long. Personally, I know it takes me a while to release judgment blocks so that I can see the path in front of me. Yeah, Teresa, and I feel like we have to become that version of ourselves, right? Again, because I've seen it in my own life that you can be handed blessings, and if you're not the person that can manage those blessings, or feels they deserve those blessings, you self-sabotage. I know I have. When I have felt not worthy, or I can squander a blessing. I can squander an opportunity. I've done it before in my life. I'm a lot better today, but I do think we constantly have to become a better version of ourselves so that we can receive those blessings. So, and I think that's kind of what you were just saying. Some people do struggle much harder than others. I agree with that, Pam, but I don't believe they have to stay there. I just don't. I don't believe I believe each one of us has the power to change our circumstances. I really do. It all starts from within us. And again, I'll go toe to toe with anybody. And if somebody says, yeah, but Laura, you don't understand. You don't understand what I've been through. You don't understand what I'm going through. I've been through so much. I have been through not knowing, as a kid, not having food on the table. I have been through as a single mom, not knowing how to put food on the table. I've been through some scary times, and I've always been able to get through it. And it's always from mostly stepping out in faith, always putting that one foot in front of the other, and a lot of praying, and always trying to be a better version of myself. I learned very young not to compare myself to anybody. That was a hard lesson, but always be a better version of the yesterday me. So I had my son out in the swings before the storm. Oh, did a storm come through there, Dana? I was talking to my daughter this morning, who, as you know, is down in State College, and I think she said it was nice. And she went, she was going on a 53-mile indoor bike ride. She's been training for the Ironman, and so she had to go 53 miles inside, which took about 3.5 hours. And then she had to do a run after that. So, but I don't know if she told me it was going to storm, so maybe she didn't get hit with the storms. Maybe wind. I think she did tell me there was supposed to be wind there today. So, Sally and Dee, hopefully you guys were okay and you didn't lose power or anything this time. It was 77 degrees and I fished all day with blue guys and got no bites, but it was gorgeous. I'm assuming blue guys are bait and no bites, but it was gorgeous. Okay, so to me, that's a win. Just being out in the sunshine, getting that vitamin D. And you were probably singing to yourself, Allie. And did you know that, and Rhonda probably knows this too, that whether you're humming or you're singing, especially listening to your own voice, raises your vibration. It makes you feel good. So don't stop singing. And even if people can't sing, everybody can hum. Everybody can hum. So should always be humming to yourself. My grandmother used to hum all the time. Not sure why. I'm sure she didn't realize it was raising her vibration, but my sweet Nana, she would hum all the time. 73 degrees, low humidity, and a light breeze. Gorgeous. That sounds amazing, CL. That sounds just amazing, for sure. Cloudy, gray, 34. Yeah, that was here, Mike. The only way I can top you is it was snowing. So, sounds lovely. Yes, it does. I will say, thank you, Rhonda. Thank you. Yes, overnight it if possible. But looking at the, my phone's over there. Looking at the long range, it doesn't look like we're going to see sun anytime soon. I wonder where Sally is. Yeah, she was sending out the rescue, the search crew for you last night, Mike. But you know that. So sometimes it's just nice to be able to sit up in the bleachers and watch from afar versus always adding my 2 cents in. So it was 89 here and had a family camping trip. 89, wow. Wow. Brooks caught over 20 fish. Okay, 20 fish. Yeah, he was like pulling them out. And I kept stepping away from your live because we actually had an energy healing session for my dog Friday night. And we were talking, the healing session wasn't going on at the time of your live, but we did also do a live with her at that time. So, halfway through. So I had to keep stepping away from your live. So I didn't know how many fish, but every time I walked over, he got another fish. So he was excited. Hey, Allie, Mike, Scott, Dana. Sally is in the chat. Brooks is the man. Yeah, right? 20 fish. How old's your little girl, Tyler? I know you also have a little girl and then one on the way. Has she gone fishing with you yet, or is she just still too young? Thank you, Daniel. He was catching fish. I didn't know there were fish, and he started putting them in the pond. Hi, my friend. I'm glad you could make it, honey. So hopefully you got what you needed at Aldi today. So my daughter loves Aldi, absolutely loves Aldi. So, Dan, can you see me? We can see you. Bluegill Brooks gets all the fish. Bluegill Brooks gets all the fish. Yes, Sally, the Garth Brooks of fishing. Bluegill Brooks, yes, he caught 10 crappies Saturday. I don't know what Bluegill Brooks is. Is that a fishing lure or something? Hi, Sally, just messing with you. Hey, Mike, hello. Sally is here. I'm in the bushes, as they say. I'm glad you could stop in, Cheryl. Yes, I wonder where Sally is. See, Sally, we do miss you when you're not here. Did you guys like my live fishing video? Would love feedback. I did not see that one. I saw your live stream the other night, but I didn't see your live fishing video, Tyler. I'll have to go back and watch that. Mike, you jerk. Sorry, but you do. I had so much fun fishing with the nieces and nephews. Yes, you could tell, Daniel. It looked like a good time. That's not very nice. It's a good thing you guys love each other. It was good, Tyler. So Daniel saw your video, Tyler. Tyler, it was good. She is here. It was a great video, Daniel. Karma Dharma Michael. Sounds like payback. Hello, CL. I changed everything on my main page, too. Yeah, I saw yours, Sally. Hi, Oki. Oh, I didn't read your description, though. I'll have to go back and do that. Hello, Granny. Thanks, Lori. And I got a stuff for you, too, when I can mail it. The cake was good. Awesome. Awesome. Hello, Daniel. Great video, Daniel. Life is not always easy, but we learn from the good, bad, and ugly. That's right. You're right, Granny. And somebody said once, you win some, you learn some, right? It's nothing you go through is ever a loss if you can take away a lesson from it, right? And Wayne Dyer always said it. There isn't any part of your life that it is a loss or a waste of time. Everything, is kind of like the tapestry of your life. And I think, we all want to get to that point that we feel like we're making a difference in life. To me, I think success, it's just, I guess, making a difference and just making a difference in somebody else's life. That's success to me. So, life is not, we just read that. My motto is no pain, no pain. That's a good motto, Scott. I'm not sure my daughters would agree. But, hi, Oki, eventually I'll catch one of your lives. I promise I miss them. Yeah, he has them often, and they're all throughout. I don't know if they're all scheduled or if they're impromptu, but Professor Poopy Pants is here. Okay, I don't know who Professor Poopy Pants is. Hi, M. Is M here? Did I miss M? If M is here, I'm sorry. Oh, there she is. Hello, I'm glad you could pop in, hon. Skipped right over you. I'm sorry about that. Hi, Miss Penn. Who you were makes you who you are. Yes, Dana, 100%. Absolutely. And, even all the rough edges of yourself, right? So, M, not Penn. Okay. Wasn't sure who Penn was, Granny, but there could have been somebody named Penn, and that's why I didn't say anything. So, true, Dana. What time are we at? Okay, Dana, this is so true. Yep. Granny, put in the chat because I did drop, I don't know when the book club ended the other night, but I know it was a toss-up between the next book in this, the next book in the series, or if we were going to Anne of Green Gables. So are we sticking with Juliet there? Just let me know. And I'll download the book. Sometimes we have to go through the hard times to be able to coach somebody later in life to get them through it. Yes, that's exactly it. That's exactly it, Mike. 100%. And that's how I've always felt, that if I go through something, as long as I can turn around and help somebody else. And then, so many people have helped me in my life that I always just feel then I just want to be able to do it for somebody else, always, And then I always just say, pay it forward to the next time, that you can help somebody else. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's just, sitting with somebody or whatever. So 100%, Mike. I agree. Did you get the book you ordered yet? Yeah, because I get everything either on my Kindle or electronically. Not electronically, on Audible, hun, because I like to listen to things. That's how I can get through so many books at once. I take them out on my run, I take them in the car, going to the lake a couple times a week. That's like 6 hours of listening to a book or chatting with a friend. So, yes. Hey, Yvonne, I'm glad you could drop in, hun. Yes, he was right. Hello, Yvonne. Yvonne. Hello, Rhonda. Yvonne. The devil always wears a disguise. He certainly tries to, Granny. He certainly tries to. Sometimes I think there's a lot, and I said this to Sally earlier. Sometimes I think we're in the middle of this spiritual warfare out there. It's not, yeah, he definitely is in disguise. He has been knocking that double yes, he has to go away. Yeah, just let him know you're not afraid of him, And the one way is just shed the truth. That's one way to shed light on things. If you speak the truth, it typically makes them go away. It is a very hard choice to make. I don't know what that question was, that answers to, Daryl. I hate the devil. He was attacking me the other night. I hate him. Yeah, I think we all rebuke him for sure. And sometimes he comes in, false clothing, right? Granny just said he comes disguised. But you do have to be careful of that. Oh, about my puppy. Yes. So, like I said, I don't know when you joined, but I did do a video, and there's, I asked, there is a message in the video. So if you can stick till about at least the 10-minute mark, it's not a very long video. None of my videos are very long, but I have to go through a lot of backstories to understand everything. But it helped. It helped, speaking it out loud and stuff. But they don't always get it right. So we can't always just hand over our own discernment and our own agency. There's a time and place, but they don't know everything. And I think sometimes we give them too much power. And we're told not to. God gave us agency for a reason. And that's why I keep praying that he helps me make the right choice. So, hey, Ken, I'm glad you could make it. I don't think you've been on any of my lives. So welcome. Hey, Jen. Yeah, I hope you had a good day watching your son. I think you said this was your second day. I forget exactly what show or whatever you were going to with your son. But hopefully it was good. And it goes by so quickly, Jen. Trust me, I know. I can't tell you how many gymnastic meets I've ever been to. And if you've ever been to a gymnastics meet, they're fun. Now, actually, worse than gymnastics meet are the cheerleading competitions. I loved watching my daughter, but she would compete for about 3 minutes, whatever their routine was, right? But you're there for 6 hours. So, but it goes by quickly. It goes by so quickly. And it's kind of funny. I don't know what made me think of this. I thought I had lost all, I didn't think I had any photos left from my childhood or anything. And I found a container, and I do remember keeping everything, but I guess I forgot that I had them. I found this huge container of letters and books, not books, but cards and some yearbooks, all from like my middle school years. I have pictures of my brother when he was young and some of my friends. So I brought them all up with me. Hopefully I won't get too sidetracked because I really have videos I got to record. But I'm so excited. I feel like I almost manifested them because I forgot I had them. But I'm so excited that I have a piece of, just a piece of my history left. So, and I don't made me think, oh, my daughter's cheerleading competition. It was because I went looking for some stuff of hers that I found this container. So I'm pretty excited about that. Hey, Chris. Who's Chris, Daryl? Who's Chris? Did I miss somebody? Jen, Sally. Oh, so wait, is Ken Chris? And I've been calling him Ken in my comments? All right, somebody has to tell me who Chris is. Yep, all right. So Ken, you're not Ken. Your name is Chris. I take it. Good evening, Sally. Hey, welcome back. It's good to have you here, hon. I've read several transcripts of the Bible. There's one I want to get that shows the ancient Greek translated into modern English just to see the more authentic translation. Oh, you'll have to let us know, hon, how that is. I have a couple different versions of the Bible, and I really like Joyce Meyer's copy the best, mainly because it's very easy English, but she also off in the side correlates everything to like today, how to like translate it into today's living. Because sometimes I think when we think of these Bible stories, and I said this the other day, when we think of these Bible stories, right, sometimes they don't feel real, right? Because it's this guy who has a beard and he's dressed in a robe with a rope belt and he has sandals on his feet, and we just can't relate sometimes. So sometimes I do like to be able to bring it into, today's, how we can incorporate it into today's life. I'm great, thanks. Hello, Jen. Good evening, Jen. I appreciate you all. Hey, CL. Good evening. Flawless Wave. Oh. Good evening, Dana. Hello, Lord. Hey, Grizzly. I'm glad you could drop in, hon. Thank you for popping in. Good evening, Allie. Vocal vibrations relax the vagus nerve. Yes. It also, and I knew that, and it also raises your vibration. But you're right. I knew you'd know, Rhonda. Am I really that far behind? I think I'm. Hey, Tracy. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited that you popped in. I think this is one of the first lives you've ever been at. How is coming in on how to raise our vibrations? Yes. How is the airport? How are the lines? My daughter came last Monday. She came for the weekend, but she had dinner with us Monday night and stayed the night and flew out Tuesday morning to go back to Orlando. And it was a nightmare trying to get back out of Boston. Between there being no TSA and I guess the security lines were really long. And so just curious. Hopefully not too bad. We had rain mixed with snow. Okay, I am really far behind. What are you doing for Easter, Lori? I don't know yet. What we have done in the past is we have gone over to my sister-in-law's. So very well may go over there, but we have not been invited yet. So if we don't go there, I don't know if my daughter who's at Penn State will come home for Easter. She originally wasn't going to. They were going to do like a Friends thing since this is her last semester at school. They were going to do a Friends thing for Easter. But now with what's going on with our dog, she may come home. So I'm not really sure yet. Oh, I'm leaving the 40s, entering the high 90s. I've loved these cooler temps and got to go watch it snow. I'm leaving the 40s, entering the high 90s. I've loved these cooler temps. Oh my goodness. You can have my 40s, Tracy. I need the warm weather. But I know too much of anything is too much, right? Everything's in balance, in moderation. I get it. I took the Cobalt out yesterday, and I sing with the windows down, even though I'm tone deaf. It was great. Singing is great fun. I love to sing, and I cannot sing, but I love to sing. Love to sing. Good for you, CL. My daughter's 4, and she does like fishing, but doesn't like touching the fish. Well, I'm almost 60 and I don't like touching the fish either. So that'd be another problem I would have with fishing is I would need my son or somebody to take it off the hook. It feels like a pickle, right, Dan? I would say he caught 15 Friday, however, 20 over Saturday and Sunday. Darn right. Bluegill Brooks is my son's fishing nickname. Oh, Brooks. Okay. Well, I knew Brooks is his name, so I just didn't put two and two together. Guess I'm a little slow here. I prefer to catch my fish in a supermarket. It's easier. That it is. And we have a great market for fish. And it's just our local supermarket, but they sell so much of it, and it's typically fresh right off the boat. It's not shipped from anywhere. And but they turn over it so much that it's so fresh. Though I do have to say, we do have friends that still live on Plum Island, and they have a ton of lobster traps. And, well, they're not out in their boat right now, but when they do drop the traps and they have extra lobsters, they will give us some sometimes. And there is nothing like a lobster that literally comes off the boat. There is a difference. It's amazing. I agree. Yes, me too. I love to help. I know you do, Mike. I know you do. 10 years and just words, so what reason? Christine's. So is this, okay, I'm confused. Chris, welcome. I'm glad you could pop in, hun. Ken is Chris. Thank you, Daryl. Sal, am I invisible yet again? No, you're not invisible, Tracy. So I'm just slow. I am slow. I'm trying to speed up. Hey, everyone, I've just got home. Oh, hey, Catherine, sitting down with a cup of coffee. Hi, hon. I have loved your videos. You are popping them out like my husband eats M&Ms. So, but they've been great. I've been watching a lot when I was driving, so I haven't been able to comment on all of them. So they're on my list to go back. I usually try and go back in my history, but I will pop back in and leave comments. But good for you, Catherine. Hello. Hi, Catherine. I'm at the airport waiting for my flight. Hello, Tracy. I'm dead as can be, like a ghost town, but I'm in Spokane, headed to Louisiana. You're in Washington. Okay. Wow. Hey, Mike. Hey, CL, Catherine, Rhonda. Hey, Evie. How are you, hon? How's that wrist going? I hope it's not too painful anymore. Hopefully it's setting okay. Hey, Big Daddy, is Sally okay? Hello. Evie, Catherine. I think I'm at the end. Okay, so I'm all caught up. Hi, Evie, how was your wrist? Yeah, Evie, let us know, hon. Okay, I was fishing. I didn't see her earlier. Yeah, she's here. Hon. I don't see Tracy anywhere in the chat. Oh, don't listen to Mike. Do not listen to Mike. Ignore Mike. Thanks. Don't worry about commenting. Oh, no, I like to go back and comment. I appreciate the watches when anyone has the time. It's all good. It's just when I'm driving in the car, I just keep popping them and I don't get to respond. Hun, why was it a rough day? Hello, Tracy. You were not coming up in my chat. Maybe because I'm seeing it on Ecamm. I don't know. I can see it. I think I can see everybody. My fingers are turning black. Oh my goodness. Did they say why that would happen? Is it because of circulation or something? Why would that happen? I'm sorry. Tracy is a Boj in the chat. I see her now. I did live chat. Oh, okay. Yeah. But there was also a problem, Catherine, last week where I couldn't chat. Like I would type it, I would send it, and for like a half a second, it would show up in the comments and then disappear. But I know I was having the problem. Mike was having the problem. There was a few of us that could not comment last week. So Sally probably appreciated Mike not commenting all week, but just kidding, Mike. You don't see Tracy either. Again, I'm on Ecamm, so that's where I'm reading them. But I know if you go to the top of your chat boxes, like it's called live chat or top chat. And a lot of times it defaults to top chat. If you click on live chat, it should show all of them. It's happened to me before, and it's the only reason I know. No, I only mess with Sally. I don't see her, Tracy. Are you on live chat? At the top of your chat box, there's two. There's a top chat and there's a live chat. Click on live chat. Click on that that box, that tab, if you would, above. Bruising. Oh, okay. It could be. It could be delayed bruising. So, 7:58, and I think Yvonne goes live after me, so I want to be respectful of that. So I am going to read Thoughtuary. Let me see. 22nd. All right, this is an easy one, guys, literally. March 22nd. It says, I hope you feel loved today. That's all. That's literally all he has. And over here. So that was an easy one to read. But, all right, folks. Thank you, everybody, for joining tonight, really. And thank you for everybody who has reached out with kind words and everything. And I don't mean to be silent or, I am lurking. Like I told Sally, I said, Sally, I make every one of your lives. I haven't been up to commenting, but I'm there. And, I appreciate the space that you have given me, and I appreciate the kind words and just everything. It means the world to me. That's what community is, right? That's what Sally calls the core crew. So thank you, everybody. That's it. And maybe I will see everybody over in Yvonne's live. I love you guys, and I hope you have a great week. And lastly, I am going to do another live Tuesday at 4 Eastern. It's a little bit different than typical. It's really just going to be prayer and intention. It's only going to be 30 minutes. I'll open up with the intention in the prayer for that time, and just kind of a couple how-tos, and that's it. And the intention's only going to be 15 minutes. So I'll check chat after the intention, but the live will only go 30 minutes, but maybe even a few minutes shorter than that. So if you're around, I know everybody has so many lives, so I'm not trying to have another to-do for everybody, but if you can make it, I think people in our community need our prayers. So that's it. Love you guys, and I hope you all have a great week. Talk to you soon.